Hello everyone, this is day 28 of my walk on the Camino, and this is episode 4 of Ask Gordon. So I can't believe it's been 28 days of walking on the Camino, and despite shoe issues, despite my worst blister so far, it's still been an awesome experience, and I consider myself very blessed, very fortunate to have had this opportunity, and again, just thanks to my team for taking care of everything in the office while I'm gone. So I know our clients are in good hands. So like I said, this is day 28. I'm in a town called Portamarin. Behind me is the cathedral in this town. You can see it's not fancy like some of the bigger cities, no spires. It's a very plain but simple in its beauty. I'm in the plaza here, so there's different cafes and places of business along the way here. Supermarkets around the corner. There was, and again, just different buildings here. There was I want to say some Italians, maybe probably 30 minutes ago, there were some Italians partying up big time, so they were very loud here in the plaza. So you would have heard them if I had started this recording 30 minutes ago. So this is episode 4 of Ask Gordon. So let's start with the questions and go from there. So as you recall, episode 3 was actually about the object. So I shared the object question because it related to what was taking place in that post that I posted with the photo that day. So this is related to that. Lynn asked the question, what is the object or object lesson that you will take with you from the Camino? Now, the object lesson, I don't have an answer for the object lesson, Lynn. I think that will come after weeks, months, years of reflection of the Camino. There are obviously lessons along the way that I've learned. So before I head back to the United States, I'm going to have certainly some moments of just deep reflection. And even when I get back, I'm going to be very purposeful about what does this Camino mean to me. But I think if you talk to any pilgrim, they'd probably seriously say that the pilgrim credential, the passport, what we call the passport, is one of our most prized possessions. So every place we stay, we get a stamp on it. If there's a business that's unique, we might get another stamp. You can see a unique heart right there at the bottom. So this, I think, is probably one of their most prized possessions. There will be a certificate, a Compostela, that we get in Santiago. I haven't received it yet, but I think most pilgrims probably value that. And then the shell, the scallop shell, which is a symbol of a pilgrim, symbol of the whole, any route along the way to Santiago, to the cathedral. So I'll probably try to find a way to display the credential with the shell. Charla asked the question, how do you think your experience on the Camino will change your life when you get back home? Well, another deep question. That actually is a question that some of us have talked about. And we've actually shared that one of our fears is that we just get into the old routine, and Washington, D.C. is a rat race. So I don't know. What I can tell you right now is that I intend to be very reflective. I'm gonna continue reading, pondering. I'm gonna watch some documentaries, and just again always ask myself, what do I need? What should I change personally, professionally, spiritually in my life? So the answer to the question, probably I won't know for sure. It might be months, it might be years down the road to see what I change in my life. Tom asked the question, since you spend almost a third of your journey sleeping in your room, not sure if it's a third, but tell us some details about the rooms. Are there showers, good beds, clean, the size, drinkable water, cost, maybe some photos, etc. So and let's start with actually a confession. And Pete, if you're listening to this, you have every right to tell me you told me so. So the confession is that I began the Camino saying that I would spend only 1 to 2 nights a week in a hotel, and that I would spend the rest of the time, you know, every night in the albergues. So to, you know, and if you haven't been in one, if you don't have a friend who's told you, they can be large rooms with 80 beds, you know, 40 bunk beds. They can be partitions, 4 beds to a room, so to speak. Some of them will have a private room or a double room, but they come in all shapes and sizes. I spent the first, I think I've spent 3 nights in an albergue, and after that I basically just said, hotels are me. One of the reasons I made that decision is that I found that my Camino experience was taking place on the trail. That's where lessons, thoughts, conversations were taking place for me on the trail. Yes, the evening can be, you know, again, can be nice having dinner with some folks, but normally it's not deep conversations. So I get the most out of just walking and being on the trail. Sometimes it's, again, being with a person, and sometimes it's being by myself. So therefore, I found that at least by having a private room, I'm increasing the odds that I'll get a better sleep. Now, the rooms themselves are quite small. Sometimes there's air conditioning, sometimes they're not. Sometimes the beds are very uncomfortable. Sometimes, you know, a few times they've been great. I probably only had, you know, this is day 28. I'll probably say I'd have only less than a week of great nights of rest. But the water's good. The cost varies. Smaller towns, obviously, they're cheaper. So that's kind of my answer to the hotel question, or to the rooms. And I haven't taken photos, Tom, sorry about that, and I'm not sure I will. Although the last albergue I saw, and man, I just said, wow, the bunk beds are close together, it's crowded, but anyway, didn't take a photo because I didn't want to intrude on anybody's privacy. And by the way, in the albergues, you have shared showers, shared bathrooms, you know, again, males, female, so that's good. Judy asked, have you met any fellow Who's on the Camino? So Who's is a short for Oahu. Means they're University of Virginia students, graduates, or just, you know, again, people who love the University of Virginia. And I'm a Virginia alum, so I consider myself a Who. And no, I have not seen any Wahoos on the trail. I've met more Germans, Austrians, Italians, Frenchmen, or women than I have Americans. So the odds of meeting a Wahoo on the trail are probably pretty slim. Francisca asked, the question is, where is your shell? So I already pointed out the shell to people. So the shell is, again, the symbol of the Camino. Every pilgrim will wear this shell, typically on their backpack, although today we left Saria. Saria, probably mispronounced it, is there's been a ton more pilgrims on the trail, so that is the shortest distance that one can begin to get a certificate at the end in Santiago. So today there's a lot of brand new people. Some of them some of them aren't even carrying backpacks, some of them are carrying very small backpacks, some of them are obviously having, having their belongings, basically carried from town to town so they can just walk without anything. But some of them had shells, some of them did not. Most of us who have been walking for weeks, have that shell proudly displayed on our backpack, because it is a symbol. The Santiago cross is there, and I'll probably try, like I said, try to find a way to display that with the pilgrim credential. So that's the only questions right now. So just as a reminder that if you have questions that you would like me to address, write them in the comments section for this video, not the previous videos. And again, thank you for your thoughts and prayers. I do appreciate that immensely. And despite the latest issue, like I said, with the shoe, with the foot, I do feel like this has been an incredible experience. And compared to the pain that others have had, I still consider myself extremely fortunate to have escaped, major blisters, and to just had this very rich and rewarding experience. So again, thanks to my team for holding down the fort and taking care of clients while I am gone. So thank you very much again, and look forward to the next episode, and seeing you when I get back to the States in a few weeks. Thanks, and God bless you.